Yo, what's up? Eric Wong here, and got another Ask Eric video to answer your training questions for martial arts and fitness and high performance. So you may notice one thing up there. This is gonna be the last video that you ever see from Eric Wong MMA. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but before we get to that, let's cover a couple of questions because this is what you're here for. All right, so number one, Alactic training. Got a question from Jim Inocencio, I believe it was. I believe that's how you pronounce it actually. And he's asking me, Eric, how do you train the Alactic system? Okay, so for those of you who know, there are three, or don't know, there's three energy systems of the body. And this is how your body basically produces muscular work or muscular contractions. Okay, so you got aerobic, you got lactic, and then you got what Jim is asking about, which is alactic. Okay, so quick refresher, aerobic energy system, this is like marathon running. You can go forever, but it's at a slow pace. Lactic energy system, this is more like a mid-endurance type of energy system, mid-power, mid-endurance. And I like to think of these as cars. This is like a hybrid or a Toyota Prius. This is like a truck, like a Ford F-150. So it gives you a lot of power, but more of the low-end power. And then the alactic energy system, this gives you high explosive power. This is like a drag car, something like that, okay? So the alactic energy system, the way that it runs is based on ATP, which is a form of energy that is stored in your muscles, and creatine phosphate. And that's why the supplement creatine monohydrate allows you to get like 2 or 3 extra reps when you're lifting weights. So if you're doing bench press, and you can typically do like 5 reps of a bench press with whatever weight you're using, take creatine for a week, load it up, and you'll be able to bang out like 7 reps. And that is simply because you're increasing the creatine stores in your muscle so you can do more reps before fatiguing and burning out the alactic energy system. Okay, so in saying that, that's one way that you can train the alactic energy system, which is like max strength work, okay? And max strength work is anything, I would say, less than 5 reps, where you're lifting a heavy weight and you can't do more than 5 reps. So you can do 5 reps, 4 or 3 reps, 1 rep max. That's max strength work. That's gonna train the alactic energy system because you're doing work and you're relying predominantly on the ATP and the creatine phosphate in the muscle to do the lift, okay? Once you go above that, 6 reps and above, you're getting into more lactic work, okay? And that's where you use the lactic energy system, the glycolysis, and that's, you know you're using this energy system when your muscles burn. That's the telltale sign that lactic system is working, okay? So that's one way, max strength work. The other way is max velocity, okay? And this is very important for martial arts, very important for sport. The way to achieve max velocity is if you're doing a weightlifting exercise, say instead of bench press, let's say you're doing a push-up. Instead of a normal push-up, you do a clap push-up. So you're exploding and you're releasing, you're getting off the floor, you're clapping your hands. That's max velocity work. And if you do that set for definitely under 10 seconds, but more around the 6 to 8 second mark, then you're gonna focus on the alactic energy system. And that's how you're gonna develop that power. Now, I've stepped it up a little bit where you can do, I call it A plus A, and this is aerobic plus alactic. And this is especially good for anybody in mixed martial arts, any kind of combat sport. And it's part of my cage cardio system. So this is one very specific type of workout where you're training both the alactic and the aerobic energy systems, okay? And basically, to break it down, you do an alactic exercise, or you can do a superset, 2 alactic exercises. So it's very short, they last maybe anywhere from 4 to 8 seconds. And then right when you're done the 1 or 2 exercises there, you go into a low intensity aerobic type of movement or exercise. So that could be like skipping, could be shadow boxing, but just chilling. You're not trying to kill anybody, just to keep the heart rate up. And what's gonna happen is the alactic energy system is gonna get your heart rate up a little bit to maybe around the 150, 160 zone. Then you do the light aerobic work, and that's gonna keep your heart rate in around the 140 to 150 zone. So when you do that over a period of at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes, then you're getting both of those benefits. Alactic power, aerobic conditioning, okay? And that's part of my cage cardio system. Check that out at cagecardio.com, all right? So there's 3 different ways where you can train your alactic energy system, and you want to use all 3 modalities because you need strength, you need speed and power, and you need the combination of functionally integrating your speed and your power and your strength with your aerobic energy system. Okay. This also helps to increase or speed up your recovery time in between alactic bouts. Okay, so question number 2. Got a question from Anisio Soares. That's a cool name. And he purchased my Ultimate MMA Strength and Conditioning Program, which includes the Ultimate Warmup. So he's asking me, Eric, is the Ultimate Warmup good as a pre-fight warm-up? And my short answer is yes, it's amazing for a pre-fight warm-up. Okay, so there's 4 components to the Ultimate Warmup. Then I'm going to talk about what you want to add in when you're using it as a pre-fight warm-up. So component number 1, this marker's failing me, joint mobility. So that's where you're getting the actual joints to go through extended ranges of motion, specifically the thoracic spine, also your shoulders and your hips. Number 2, we got muscle activation. So exercises here are designed to wake up sleepy muscles. So the most commonly sleepy muscle group in the body is the glutes because we sit on our ass all day. So we do simple glute bridges, hip extensions to wake the glutes up, and there's other muscles that you want to wake up, core muscles, deep core muscles for spinal stability in that portion of the warm-up. Okay, so we've mobilized the joints, we've activated the muscles, so now we've got joint stability. So you see what we're doing here is we're increasing the range of motion of the joints. We're activating muscles to make sure that we've got joint stability to prevent injury. Now we go dynamic mobility stuff. And this is very common now, thank goodness. We're not static stretching all the time, but we're doing dynamic mobility stuff. And this is going through exercises that take us through a full range of motion, typically with the fundamental movement patterns. So you want to do some kind of exercise for all the fundamental movement patterns. Lunge, squat, bend or deadlift, push, pull, twist, okay? Finally, this is what I don't see a lot of people do, CNS activation. Okay, so CNS activation, that's to get your nervous system rapidly firing. So you can explode and you can use all of the muscle, all of your potential, okay? When your nervous system is fully active, then you can fire up the highest percentage of your muscle fibers. And the more muscle fibers you can fire up, the stronger, the more powerful you're gonna be, okay? So these are 4 components of the Ultimate Warm-Up. And this is part of the Ultimate MMA Strength and Conditioning Program. You can see at ultimatemmastrength.com. Now, if you're gonna use this as a pre-fight warm-up, what do you wanna add? Obviously, you wanna add on your techniques. So how I recommend you do that is almost kind of following a similar template, okay? So you wanna activate, you wanna mobilize first at a lower intensity. So this is just lighter shadow boxing. This is light rolling with your coach, your partners, practicing your techniques, especially the techniques that you really want to use in the fight or competition. And then CNS activation. This is where you're doing short bursts of, say, combos. So 1, 2, 3, 2. Do that combo really fast, but only do it for like 8 to 10 seconds. And then you recover and just stay loose, shake it out. Breathe, get your mental game going. Takedowns, you do a hard takedown on your partner, okay? Make sure you don't hurt yourself before you're fighting, but do a hard takedown, do it for maybe 1 or 2 of them, and then take a breather, okay? So the goal here is activating the CNS, the nervous system, but not causing muscular fatigue. If you do extend that set for too long, you're getting it into fatigue, and that's gonna detract from your performance, especially if you do it over and over with different drills, then you're not gonna have enough juice. Maybe not so much at the start of the fight, but near the end of the fight or the competition or the battle. All right, so that's the answer for you, Inicio. Hopefully that helps and gives you a little more insight into what to do. Now, back up here, last video from Eric Wong MMA. This is it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be gone, but Eric Wong MMA is no longer gonna be providing you with these videos. There's something different that's coming, something new, something a lot bigger, and something that I'm super excited about. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently, going to be expanding a little bit, and going to be growing. So sometimes to grow, you got to let go of the old ways of doing things, even if they've been working for you. So that's what I'm doing. And it's taken a lot of time. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been nervous about it because things are going well right now, but I want to take it to the next level. So to make sure that you join me at the next level, make sure you visit ericwongmma.com, sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get notified about what's happening and what's coming. And you'll want to definitely get on that list because I've got some great stuff in store for you, okay? Also, you can subscribe here on YouTube. Check out my Facebook page. If you're on my Facebook page, make sure, or you're seeing this video on Facebook, make sure you like my page, and you'll be updated with everything that's going to happen. That's coming soon, okay? So I'll be out for a week or so, maybe a little bit longer, and then we'll be on to the next phase. All right, so thank you for joining me here. Thank you for following me for whatever amount of time you've been following me for. I love doing this stuff for you and can't wait to continue to do even more and better stuff for you in the future. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.